Good morning, everyone. It is Wendy here, going live on Tuesday, June 16th. I'm so happy to be back on live again. Seems like my MO right now is coming basically live every Tuesday morning for now. I got to say that it sort of is usually triggered sorry, I'll get refocused. It's usually triggered by spending some time with my beta coach and having a conversation. And that really inspires me to get online live and talk about some of the learnings that I experience through my coaching call, my one-on-one coaching call, and the benefits of that, right? So the biggest thing that we talked about yesterday was really how do you refocus or how do you challenge yourself when things get tough? As you all know, I'm working on my personal business as a personal coach, and I kind of went plateaued for the last 2 to 3 weeks and really wasn't as committed to working on my business as I had been over the last probably 3 months. It was triggered with, we had to identify what triggered it. So there was a lot of things. Working from home has been a challenge. And when you are that leader and you're serving others to ensure that they are coping well with the situation, sometimes that exhausts your personal resources. And then with what happened in the States with George Floyd, sort of kind of tipped me over the edge. And I don't want to put blame on anything or have an excuse, but I think it was just the overwhelming consumption of media that really did it. And of course, the situation in the States has really triggered a new fire in me where I want to serve the community and really give a voice to those who really need it. But that aside, so let's put that aside because that was kind of the trigger of where I kind of got in my funk. So one of the things that Charlotte, my beta coach, reminded me of was what are your go-to phrases or mantras that really help you refocus and get back on track. So it was funny because yesterday morning while I was journaling, and for those who don't know, I journal every morning. It is part of my morning ritual. It is very critical in how I set up my day, how I set my mindset, and it really helps me sort of reflect on some of the things that I want to work on and also reflect on the things that maybe didn't go well and I can improve. Anyway, so one of the mantras I wrote down yesterday was remember your why. And I really want to talk about that a little bit today of how that helps me personally is really reminding myself of the purpose, right? The purpose or the reason. So the reason I got into personal coaching and I'm so passionate about it is because I was a client myself. It served me so well. It has improved my life in so many ways, not only through my professional development, but also my personal development and where I find joy in life and really how I show up in my relationships. So remembering my why. My biggest why in becoming a personal coach is to pay it forward and to serve others. So that really does help remind you in times of struggle or times that you plateau. There's a couple of other sayings that I have or mantras that I have that really help me focus as well in specific situations. So as many of you know, if you follow me, I close all of my lives with 3 phrases. One is inspire others. I use that mantra many, many times in my leadership role at work. So when it comes to inspiring others or focusing others or showing up as my best self, that's the mantra I use is inspire others. For me, it really means bringing my best forward, being my best self, bringing the joy, and really representing what that positive outlook can look like and finding solutions for problems. So that's what that means for me. The second one is connect with those who matter most. To me, that really, I remind myself of that every day. To remember to reach out to my family, make sure that they know that I love them, send them messages. I do once in a while, I'll write a card for my husband who is here and I just send him a thank you or an appreciation card. Did that last week as well for my eldest son. And just the appreciation that they bring to me and the joy that they bring to my life. It also reminds me to reach out to like friends that are abroad or farther away. And also how I represent myself in conversations and being a good listener. That's another reason why I use that mantra. And the last one is cultivate creativity. And that's really, I remind myself of that when I want to inspire people and really brainstorm with people, where everybody brings a different level of creativity. It doesn't necessarily mean you're artistic or musical. You can be very creative in logistics or practical skills as well, right? Like I have somebody on my team who's a really good project manager. And for me, cultivating his creativity is what he brings to the table and help formulating some of the work back schedules that we bring to work. So that's just one of the examples. But it really reminds me to work collaboratively with people and to inspire people to bring their best to the situation. So it was funny that that conversation last night just reminded me why I chose those phrases in the first place, because they really leverage different aspects of what I want to represent and how I want to bring joy and inspiration to people that I interact with. And, you know, sometimes you need a reminder, and that's what my coach did for me last night. She really reminded me that, like, I have the skills in my tool belt. Because I've worked with a coach before and I've now certified in personal coaching that, you know, it only takes sometimes it takes an exterior influence to help keep you on track. So the other thing that I've recognized too is by sharing my dream and my goals with the people that live with me and that share my life with me really helps me engage them when I feel like I need some extra support. And sometimes we need that, guys. So don't be afraid to share your dreams and your goals with others so that they can be real supports. But really remember that the way you present that goal or that dream to them has to present itself in the way that they can understand the benefits. And for me, my personal story is like I'm a very creative thinker and I'm a dreamer, and my husband is very pragmatic and practical. So when I presented the whole side gig business thought with him, obviously there is some investment in getting certified. There's investment in some of the tools that I need to build my business, and being practical and pragmatic, I needed to present the business case to him that this investment by, you know, investing in myself and scaling up so that I can serve others in the best way that I can possibly serve will like turn around and manifest itself in an income. And I think once we had that conversation and I was very intentional on how I presented it to him, and painted the picture of what it'll look like when we can retire and move back and spend more time with our family back in Ontario. It really added value to him as my partner in the business, for sure. So I just wanted to share this story with everyone today because sometimes it takes an exterior influence to remind you of what matters most. You know, many of us high performers, we can motivate ourselves in many ways, but sometimes you need a little bit of help, and that's okay. And that's one of the things that I've realized is asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. And recognizing when you need to either ask for help, recharge. That was something else that I recognized too, is like now that things are opening up again, like I have really missed some of the pampering aspects that affords us. So I've booked a spa treatment this Saturday, and I know that that's going to serve me well. And it'll give me a chance to really just pamper myself and to relax and disconnect for a little bit. And so that was one of my key learnings last night was just reminding yourself of your why, and also giving yourself permission to ask for help and giving yourself permission to recharge. So I did want to jump on today and share some of the learnings that I had with my beta coach last night. You know, and also while I'm on live here, I mean, it's time to jumpstart my business too, right? So if anybody who follows me on Facebook, if you're interested in in scheduling a strategy session with me, I'm more than happy to do that. It's absolutely free. It gives you some insight on what personal coaching can add, what type of value it adds to your life. And there's no commitment after that. Obviously, I'll share the benefits of coaching with you, but I'm more than happy to do that, guys. I want to pay it forward. And like I said, I reminded myself of my why last night, and my why is to serve others. So if I can help a handful of people that like follow me on Facebook and help them reach their full potential and their full joy, like, hey, I would love to do that. So, like, go to my Resolve Coaching and consulting page. There's a place to click on there to book a strategy session. I'm more than happy to do that with you. And it's great practice for me. It's a great insight on what coaching could do for you as well. So feel free to do that. And in closing today, on Tuesday, June 16th, let me remind you to inspire others, to connect with those who matter most, and cultivate creativity in everything that you do. Peace and love.